Okay, I'm back. I'm still laughing at myself whenever I look in this video camera at my head. So let's get started with the workout. We're gonna clear these mats out of the way. Let me adjust that. And we are gonna start off with a standing elbow plank. So stick with me if you don't have a strap because I gotta do two totally different things for this. First, we're gonna fully lengthen the straps. If you've got those, we're gonna be facing away from our anchor point. Let me show you guys what this is like, and then I'll get you guys off the straps to see what that is too. Ooh. Okay, so we're fully lengthened, facing away from our anchor point. We've got the foot cradles, you can see there. They're on like the meaty part of my forearm right here. So find a standing plank where that's where you start to feel some tension in your core. And this is the position we're gonna have for some crossing knees to elbows. So just take it slow. And we're gonna cross left knee to right elbow and right knee to left elbow. So you guys here on the straps, stick with this. If you don't have straps, you're gonna be standing. You're gonna have your arms up. You're gonna bring your elbow to your knee, just like that. So crossing is the important thing here. Left knee to right elbow, right knee, left knee to right, left elbow to right knee, there we go. And right elbow to left knee, just crossing. Just cross them, that's easier to remember. So this is if you don't have straps. If you do have straps, stay here on that meaty part there. And let's try a few of these together. We got one, and seriously, just take it as slow as you need to. This is not a race. We are trying to really crunch our knees up to our elbows and do that without losing your balance. So I kind of need to find my core position again. Maybe we need to reset and try that some more. So I do, I crossed. My arms are moving a little bit from side to side, not a ton, but just enough to kind of catch my balance as I'm practicing this. Mostly I'm using my abs to really bring my knees up to my elbows here. And you can use your legs a little bit, but try and put that work in your abs. Really crunch that core in to get some space for your knee to move up. Let's do a couple more on each side, and then we'll move on. One more, and come on up, take a break. Let's move our straps up to mid-length. We're gonna go to a squat. So getting out of the arms a little bit. Move up to mid-length, we're gonna do a squat. If you don't have straps, you will also do a squat. You just won't do them with the strap. Let me grab you guys off the straps for your squat. I want you to have your feet about shoulder width. Arms are out in front like this. And I just want you to come down and up. And do your best to keep your arms up just to give you that added little arm workout. Just stable arms. Okay, so if you have straps, you're gonna have your straps just about in front of you here. You're gonna come down and up. So if you have straps, you may be able to come down a little lower because you have support when you're all the way back there. So make sure you sit back and down, stand all the way back up. So that means squeeze that booty at the top. And this is just a plain squat. So hopefully this feels really familiar. We've been practicing this a lot. We're not getting any crazier than just a squat. You say just a squat, but squat is enough. So no straps again. You're coming down and up, so I can't get quite as low when I don't have the straps. So the benefit of the straps here is that you can get a little bit lower into your squat, find a little more range of motion. So two more here, and we'll move on again. And last one. Okay, the next exercise, keep it moving. we are going to do mountain climbers. So grab your mats and set up in front of your strap. If you don't have straps, you're just not going to put your feet in. No biggie. If you do have straps, you can add a little foot challenge, little bonus balancing challenge. So mid-calf's where you're going to want to be for mountain climbers. And I'll show without mountain climbers first, just to demonstrate. So again, this is where you can change the level. If you need to stay on your knees, you can always come in from your knees. If you are up on plank, your hips come up a little bit as you draw your knee up to your chest, and then you always come back to that flat plank. So there's without the straps. With the straps, get those feet in, twist under and around. Here's the same deal. You could still do this with your feet in the straps if you want. Do it that way. Or you can come up to your full plank and bring your knees up and back down. So if you're doing this in the straps, make sure you keep really even tension on both straps so you don't saw your straps back and forth. And we can move this a little quicker. Also, come back down for a little break. So I was going kind of slow in that first bit. So you can keep it slow like that and controlled, where you bring one foot all the way in and then all the way out, and then all the way in and all the way out. Or we can come back on up and we can really bring our knees in as the other foot comes out. So here's a little faster version of the mountain climber. Knees back down. Maybe take a child's pose just for a second to give those arms a break. Let's come on back up. So we could I'll do that slow version again. You can kind of decide what you want from there. Come on back up and you can come slow. So basically your foot comes all the way back before the other foot comes in. So that's really up to you what you want to do there. They're both challenging, knees down. They're both challenging just in different ways. One's got a really slow, controlled component, and the other one just gets your heart rate going quicker. Okay, so that's your mountain climber. That's exercise number 3. You don't have to remember this, I'm just telling you. So you kind of can follow along in how we're going on here. Okay, oops, you didn't need to get rid of that mat, so leave it there. We are gonna do a plank, side plank rotation here. So I'll show you without the straps and then I'll demonstrate with, just because you can kind of catch. If you want to, I would like you to try it with me. If you don't have straps, go ahead and try it with me. Or if you do have straps, go ahead and try it with me without straps, just so you kind of know what we're doing here. Okay, so this plank to side plank move, we practiced plank a bunch in our warm up. So whatever plank you want is where you're at. So if you're on knees, let's do that first just to demonstrate. If you're on knees here, here's our plank. We're gonna move to side plank. So we're gonna twist to our right, move that left hand just underneath you and twist. And if you're on your knees here, your top leg comes out straight and your bottom leg stays bent underneath you. So you have that base of support. So you've moved from plank to side plank. To come back to your plank again, we're gonna put that hand back down, knee back down, scoot that left hand over, and you're back at your plank. So on the other side, to the left, I'm gonna move that right hand right under the middle of you. Twist your hips around and under. Top leg straight, bottom leg bent underneath you. Arm comes out up over the top, straight up. So this is the plank to side plank if you want to stay on your knees. Perfectly viable option. If you want to come up on your toes and do this, we have our plank, moving that left arm under. We're rotating so our toes are both pointing the same direction, staggered. And we're up here, arm up, hand comes back down. back in our plank. Right arm comes under the middle of our shoulder here. Twist to go to the left, face the left. And our feet are both toes facing forward again on this side, staggered. And then come back to that plank again. And knees come down and take a break. So progressing up through the difficulty range here. You've done the knees, you've done toes on the ground. We can also add toes in the straps. So if you felt like one of those was challenging, even if you have straps, you don't have to put your feet in the straps. I can't see you, so, you know, it's up to you. You know how difficult you can handle, or how much you feel you can do today. Every day is different. So with our feet in the straps, the same kind of deal. We're gonna come up to that plank, thrust those heels out. I'm gonna say let's do plank, knees are down, move our hand underneath us, twist so we have our feet out and up. Keep that hand down to balance you. And if you can do this, that's fine. If not, because we're only on our hand here, that might be challenging because we don't have a whole forearm like usual. We just have our hand. So maybe what we do is we can do a forearm plank. So we could do this forearm plank, twist our arm underneath us here, twist our feet underneath and have our toes both facing forward, and then come to our plank here. Come back down, get back into that plank, twist underneath, elbow comes down, find that plank on this side, and then bring your arm up. So it's just, you just have to sort of see where you're at. I wish I could see you guys and know like who's at what level and could coach you each individually. But I think where I'm gonna stay is my feet in the straps, but I'm gonna come down to my knees for each transition. So I'm gonna be on forearm plank, and then I'm gonna come down, turn my forearm to the side, twist my feet under and around so that I have this side plank with my top leg in front. Knees are gonna come back down. I'm gonna turn over to my left, that forearm, toes facing the left side, and there's my plank again. So we're just finding this plank in the middle, in between each side plank. So let's do it one more time all together. I think actually if you don't have the straps, it's a little easier to keep it more fluid, but it's just up to you what you want to do. I'm going to keep doing it with the straps just because I think it's a little more confusing. So if you get lost, you can just catch back up with me. So forearm plank. Here's my plank. Knees down to transition. Twist it onto my side, facing the right. Arm comes up, arm back down. Find my knees, find my plank again. I'm gonna twist my right arm under here, find my plank on this side, toes facing the left, arm down, find my plank again, under here, on the forearm, and back down. And that is our forearm and plank rotation. I think I'm going to keep my feet out of the strap when we get to the cardio part, just because I want to keep it moving more. So if you want to follow along with me that way, that might be better for us all, just to keep it all together. Okay, so we're almost halfway through the exercises. So next one, we do not need this mat anymore. We can get that out of our way. Let's do a lunge. So we're getting off of our hands and knees here. So let's find mid-length with our straps for the step back lunge. We've done this, I think we did this last week actually. So biggest thing to remember here is that our upper body is gonna be an elevator. So we're facing our anchor point, we've got our straps just right in front of our hips. Find your balance on your right leg, and we're gonna step back and step forward. Switch legs, Right leg's back and forward, left leg again, back and forward, right leg steps back and steps up again. So the biggest thing here is that your upper body does not change at all. It just lifts up and down like you're on an elevator. So if you don't have straps, I would say keep your hands out in front of you. See me. Do the same thing. Your hands are just going to stay out in front of you so that you can work on that balance challenge. But it's the same thing. You're just stepping back and lunging down, step back up, elevator comes down, elevator comes up. And so it's the same thing as the straps. You have to concentrate on your balance a little bit more because you don't have the straps to help support you. Same exercise though. So it's the straps again. You're here, down and up, and down and up. Make sure when you step back, your feet go back right behind you and not off to the side or at an angle. It should be straight up and straight down and straight forward and straight back. Everything stays right in this plane of movement, right forward and back. Let's do 2 more each side. So this is nice too, because that plank's a little more complicated, and this lunge kind of takes us back to basics again. Okay, so that's our lunge. So we are over halfway. Now we're gonna come down and just have a plank hold. So finding those mats again. We're not moving in our plank like last time. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a hold. So we'll just practice holding the plank that is the best option for you. So we're gonna hold it all together just for a few seconds at a time to get used to it here. So your straps will need to be back down to mid-calf. If you don't have straps, that's fine too. I'm gonna put my feet in here because I'm gonna use my straps for the elbow plank. If you don't have straps, just keep your feet on the ground. You can either have your feet down for your elbow plank or your knees down, either way. So I'm gonna have my feet up and my knees up. So here we go. We're gonna activate our entire core. Knees are gonna come up off the ground if you're doing that, and your feet are gonna get really active. So here we go. Bring your knees up, strong core, lift the booty off the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Arms come back, or child's pose. Hips come back, arms reach forward. So one more time, activate that core. Lift that, keep that booty lifted. Press those heels back. We're finding our really strong, still planks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Hips come back one more time. And we're gonna do one more plank like that. And then we'll move on to exercise number 7. Okay, so active heels, toes to the nose, lift those knees off the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down, feet come out of the straps, hips come back. Feel that stretch. Okay, next exercise. Told you guys we're gonna keep it moving. All right, I gotta wipe a little sweat. So we're gonna do sit-ups now. So if you have no straps, let's practice without straps first. If you have no straps, feet are gonna be down on the ground. I'm gonna bring my arms up overhead. If this is not good for your shoulders, start here. I kind of need the help, with the lever help here to get all the way up into my sit-up. So a really strong core, you can press that low back into the ground on the way up. I'm gonna bring my arms up overhead, or bring my arms up and forward to get to that sit-up. So arms up and forward and sit all the way up. If you have to grab the backs of your legs, again, I can't see you and I wouldn't be judging you even if you were doing that. So here's our sit-up. That's it. We rock all the way slowly, 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 slowly back down. Slow as you can go. The same deal. Keep those feet on the ground if you can. Arms come up, rock back up. See my heels come up off just a little bit. And that's okay. We're all into place. So lower, curve that spine, lower one vertebra at a time, all the way back down. Arms come up overhead. Arms come back up, press that spine into the ground, low back into the ground. Peel up one vertebra at a time. You can hear me straining. Whew. And there we are. So I'm gonna put, while I'm up here, if you don't have straps, keep at it like you were just doing. Follow along without straps. If you have straps, you can go ahead and put your feet, your heels are gonna go in the foot cradles here. You see where they are? Heels are in the foot cradles. Balls of my feet are on those handles. So here we are, we're gonna do sit-ups like this. So our legs are gonna be a little straighter than they were before where we had them bent on the ground. So we're gonna lower our bodies as slowly as we can, curling that spine like a C, lowering slowly, slowly, all the way down to the ground. Hands come up overhead. Same deal, pressing that spine into the ground, pulling those arms up and over, peeling up off the ground, and you can reach up for your toes, feel that stretch in your hamstrings, lower yourself slowly, slowly, slowly back down. So all these exercises, I think we'll do for 1 minute. There's 9, that's 9 minutes. Come on up, peel up slow. I think we're gonna do all these exercises for 1 minute each. So it's up to you how fast or slow you do them. There's not a certain number you need to get done. We're just gonna do what we can for 1 minute. So here we are up at the top again. Curl that spine back down into the ground, slowly, slowly, slowly. We'll do one more here and we'll move on again. Ooh, last one. Press that low back in, peel your spine up off the ground. Ooh. Reach out and feel that stretch. Deep breath. We made it to the top again. Feet out of the straps. Moving on. Okay, I'm kidding again. I keep trying to make this easy on myself, but I keep messing it up. So you can put your feet back in the straps if you want to. I'm gonna show what it looks like with your feet out of the straps if you don't have any first. So that sit-up position, you probably all noticed that there was a spot that you got to on your way down that you felt like, well, and here I just fall back down. Or maybe you don't, but I do. I have a spot. I have a spot where when I get back to it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall if I let anything go right now. So that spot where you feel like you're about to fall, I want you to find it right now. Lower back into that spot, and I want you to hang out here. I want you to hang out in this spot. And we're gonna take our arms like we're punching something, fists, and we're gonna punch across and punch across. So nothing's moving, except our arms reaching out to the side and our torsos are twisting. So we're reaching across and doing a punch. So sitting cross punch is what this is called. So this is what it looks like if you don't have straps in. Oh boy, are my obliques firing up already? So I'm gonna do one more on each side. 1 and 1, sit up and take a break. Woo, that's a good one, y'all. And here's what it's gonna look like if you've got your feet in straps. So it's really a lot like the sit-up. You just have to find your spot. Might feel a little different here. You can try both ways too, see what you like better. So I'm gonna find that spot where I get stuck. My legs are starting to get a little active here too, so I wanna make sure I keep it in my core and not my legs. So here we go, finding that sticky spot. A little different here for me, and reaching arms across and punching. And the punch doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's more just the motion so that we can really put work into our obliques. So if you're feeling a bunch of work in your obliques and your core, then you're doing it right. If you're not, you may need to lower down just a little bit more. You may need to reach a little farther across. Just tweak it. Woo. One more on each side. And sit all the way back up. Okay, guys, that 1 minute is going to be hard on that one. So we've got that coming at us. Take those feet out of the straps if you've got them. And we are going to come to push-ups. This is our last exercise of all of the exercises. So after this push-up round, I'll give you all a water break and we can get ready for that cardio. So push-ups. If you don't have straps, simple. Go back to your plank that you found to be the challenging one for you. And we're going to do some push-ups. So for me, even without the straps, I'm challenged on my knees. So I'm actually going to stick without the straps on this part because I find I'm not really utilizing them fully anyways because I'm just not strong enough or there yet. So I'm going to stick with my knees out from my body and hips in line with knees, in line with shoulders. And I'm going to push up from here. So we're just lowering our lowering our chest down and pushing the ground away from us again. So this is our push-up. And this will be the last round of exercise in our cardio section too. So if you do want the straps, child's pose just for a second. If you do want the straps, they should already be set for you. So you're at mid-calf, you're on the ground facing away. You can put your feet in those straps and you can do a push-up this way too. I'll show you one because I'm not going to be able to maintain that. They are really challenging. So if you want a full-on strap push-up, you press up into that plank and you push down and press back up. And that's good for me. So that is what that's what I'm working up to. But right now, I'm still here at steady on my knees for knee push-ups. Whatever modification you need is whatever works for you. So press back again. And we'll come back forward and do 5 more push-ups just to round this out before we get set up for the cardio. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Okay. Y'all go get some water. We're gonna get set up. We're gonna get sweaty. And then we'll be done and we'll cool down. And I have a cool down that's strap free, so we don't even have to worry about going back and forth. So I'll see you in just a second.